Hey everyone, welcome back to Gundam Build Guide. I'm Buster Green, a cool anime YouTuber who mostly reviews anime and video games, but I'm also making my own anime, very slowly in the background, and it's taking a bazillion years. Now, if you guys could please subscribe right now, I need 74 subscribers to get monetized, and I'm going to lose my job soon due to seasonal winter layoffs, so if I was monetized, that extra income would definitely keep me going. Anyway, here's my off-the-cuff review of what's going on with Gundam this week. We've got some good things and bad things to discuss. Biggest thing going on this week is The Witch from Mercury has been officially licensed for simulcast in the US by Crunchyroll. Okay, so apparently Crunchyroll snagged the rights to release this anime in every single region of the world except Asia. That's actually kind of impressive. I'm not completely surprised this is how it played out because Cartoon Network is in some really hot shit right now and might not make it out alive. But goddamn, Crunchyroll, they're roughly dealing some rough stuff lately too. They've apparently been very anti-union lately, and there's a whole bunch of other scandals with them I don't want to get into. I just remember the simple days where Crunchyroll was just a site where you illegally pirate anime. Jeez, how things have changed. Anyway, that's the big news of the week. On to some minor additional stuff. Yo Asobi is really hyping up their new song, The Blessing, which is the ode for Witch from Mercury. Apparently, the big update this week is there's going to be an anime tie-in music video, which will have characters from the show in it. And if you didn't see the episode last week they announced there would be a model kit and a side story novel for the opening theme song, which is weird. We also get this new album art for the theme song, which shows the Gundam being destroyed and Soletta hanging out with herself as a baby. Now, I'm assuming this is just some artsy-fartsy nonsense, but it would be super crazy if Witch from Mercury had like intense time traveling or something weird like that. Lastly, the Cuckrous Dome movie finally aired in the United States last week, so some elite bros who went and saw it finally saw it. So now I guess there's more American viewers who kind of had the same feelings about it as I did. Although, on second thought, now that we're moving into a risky time where nuclear war is a very freaky and real possibility in our lives, I'm a little bit more on board with the movie's anti-nuclear theme. I just wish it didn't come at the expense of compromising the original story's extreme anti-violence themes, because there was definitely a way to do both justice. Special thanks to my only Patreon subscriber, SpiderGirl55. Anyway, let's move on to Gundam Mobile, where we have a pretty light content week. We have a new charity unit, it's the Barbatos number 6, right? You know what this is. Anyway, I'll redeem it next week and tell you about it then. In the meantime, I did the weekly mission and I pulled on the new High Nu banner. Here's a quick review of the Masquerade High Nu. Now, this new High Nu, it's pretty good, but it's not the best we've ever seen, and it's definitely not as good as some weekly units we've had before this, like the Hazen Rao or the Sazabi, or really any of the suits we've seen lately. It also has a few bad parts that are not fully wonderful, which is a real head scratcher. And making things even worse, the rates on this banner are dog shit again. I did 6 pulls and I only got 2 parts. What the fuck is that? Now, I at least got the head and the legs, which are probably some of the best parts, so I called it quit with that. But ideally, the absolute best parts are like the arms and the backpack, because of those awesome EX skills they have. Anyway, with those 2 parts, I made my suit of the week, which ended up being a very janky Masquerade High Nu. I finished it off with some Astaroth Kit Bash parts because they artistically kind of matched the High Nu, and it ended up looking like a very janked High Nu Gundam. Plus, they're boosted for the free-to-play points this week. Speaking of free-to-play points this week, to get through this week's mission, I had to team up with some real awesome free-to-play heroes, like the GPO2 from last week, which I still had on hand, and the Harrison F91 Gundam, which I've always wanted an excuse to use. And there's finally a good one this week because it's suddenly up for blue alteration, which makes it into a half-decent unit if you alter it. And yeah, it's also one of the weekly suits that is boosted for points this week. If you don't have this Gundam, it's available in the multi-mission shop, so you can like fight hard and redeem it if you need it. Anyway, yeah, speaking of that, my crew got together and we did the new crew multi-mission together. Nice job, everyone. The multi-mission this week was non-stop blowing up Unicorn Gundams, and it was nice to play it with everyone since it's been a while since we managed to get everyone in one spot to do it. Oh, and I haven't mentioned the arena in like months, but I haven't had any like fun times with the arena lately. But this arena this week is actually pretty fun. It's Xeon Word Tag Arena. So I went out of my way to make a new personalized Xeon Gundam that really works for my gameplay style. I'm very happy with it. I think it came out like really good. And yeah, that's everything going on this week in Gundam Breaker Mobile. It's another light content week, so yeah, that's kind of just what the game is now, since they're like trying to stretch what used to be a week's worth of content into an entire month. Please leave a comment if you guys want me to cover anything else in the meantime. I'm trying to improve my channel. Thanks. Going back to working on my anime now. Later.